in this room has assembled the greatest brain power in the construction industry. I mean that very sincerely. So tap into everybody in this audience while you're here. It's an opportunity to create incredible bonds and business opportunities, which is the focus of this event. Every year I talk about a book that I think could benefit anybody in the audience. And at this very podium 12 years ago, General James Conway, 4-star United States Marine Corps general officer, talked about the fact in the Marine Corps, the leaders eat last. So when my friend and colleague Johnny Kanji, Western Regional Director, suggested that me and my Impact colleagues read this book, Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek, I was immediately on board. But the really cool thing is, once you delve into these pages, you'll see why it's important. The power of human relationships, face-to-face, in person, is not dispensable. It has to happen. This is how business is done. After the pandemic and the Zooms and all that other stuff, you people in this room realize why it is so important to meet face-to-face. And I'm going to throw out one tickler from this very incredible piece that Mr. Sinek wrote. Think about your best day at work. Was it the day that you rolled in and, you're greeted by your administrative staff perhaps, smile, coffee, everything went smoothly, and you went home that night and had a nice dinner? I think not. I think your best day at work was when you were faced with a very serious challenge. And you collaborated with the team that you work with, because we all work in teams, and you took on a serious problem. It may have taken days to address the problem, but you took it on and you solved the problem. That summarizes the book. And I don't do it justice, don't get me wrong. But when you get people like the people in this audience are great employers, coupled with the safest, most efficient, and most productive workforce on the face of the earth, now you have the synergy and the combination to exploit the marketplace. And that's what we do. I thank you for coming here, devoting your time for getting after it here at this event. Before I get going, I just wanted to thank the incredible staff that we are so blessed with here at Impact. And a lot of people stand up here and talk about their great staff. I would put these people up against anybody, anywhere, anytime, in terms of their level of professionalism, their customer service, and their getting the job done when it needs to be done. And just so I don't miss anybody, Kathy Finch, Susan Avery, Dr. Cindy Minches, who most of you already know, Sarah Shuttloffel, Dave Fusen, Kenny Waugh, Mike Hess, and I got to give a special shout out to Mark Thomas here in the front row. He got promoted this year up into the General Secretary's office. He used to be in that picture. Mike Hess covers the Eastern region, Harvey Swift in the Southwest, Zach Gorman in the Midwest and Heartland, Johnny Kanji I mentioned earlier, he covers the West Coast. Bert Royer has a very small territory, it's called Canada. Elaine Darby joined us back this year. Incredible human being, great worker, loving person, and we brought her back because not pictured in the picture is Our Lady Sarah Dean, who brought on a new addition to the Impact team this week, Bristol Lee Turner, that's got to be one of the cutest pictures. You give it up for this, Bristol. Come on. Really great staff. And I have to also thank you. You see the people running the AV, and helping out here at the hotel and making sure this goes off in a highly professional manner. Got to give a shout out to Sean Kelly and his team at Union Wide that are just getting off the ground, please. Yesterday, adjacent to this room, the Impact Board of Trustees met, and I would just, if you could do me this service, just stand up when I call your name. We have the entire contractor and ironworker leadership contingent of this organization, Impact, starting with General President Dean, Bill Brown, Ideal Contracting and Penn Services, Kevin Bryanton, at-large member, Jim Mahoney, General Treasurer, at-large member, along with Alyssa Schneider. I saw Alyssa out there. Go ahead, come on, stand up. It's no big deal. Yeah, give it up for Alyssa. Mark Thomas. Jeff Green, Captain Jeff Green, in his last board meeting at Impact. John Wilson, Penn Services. Our Western Canadian co-chairs, Jordan East and Colin Daniels. Ontario, Mark McCormick and James Hanna. Eastern Canada, Tommy Woodford and Brad McLean. The Pacific Northwest, Chris McLean and Jeff Eilenstein. California, Dave McEwen and Dave Osborne. Southwest is Vince Bosworth and Jerry Wilson. The Heartland is Mike Baker and Pete Hayes. The Midwest is Dave Beard and Ike Pritchett. The Great Lakes is Greg Christie and Rich Brown. New England, Sean Neely and Mike O'Sullivan. New York is Joe Merlino and Steve Sweeney. The Southwest is Keith Hopper and Kendall Martin. Give it up. Nothing gets done without the leadership of the ironworkers and their contractors collaborating to shape our future.